What's up guys, we're in Toronto, Canada, visiting one of my biggest clients, who not only buys $1 million watches, but also buys $1 million horses.
Right now we're going to Canada. Shout out to Anna. I had to take a $200 Uber. Thank goodness for Alex. Alex drove me to the airport. What a guy.
Let's go, Marco.
We made it.
I'm so famous, it's crazy.
I decided I'm gonna leave Marco in Canada.
I feel different in this country.
What do you feel like?
I don't know. Back home, the energy is up. I woke up late this morning, but now I'm awake. You know what I'm saying?
You're such a gentleman.
This bag is expensive, bro. It's Mont Blanc. Yeah, I want them to sponsor me. Shout out to 𝗙𝗰𝗲𝗯 also, if you can sponsor me too.
What watch are you rocking?
You know what it is? That travel watch. The best.
How's it going, man? How's it going, man? How you doing?
Hi. Hi, Adrian. Hey, what's going on, man? How are you, Marco? Yeah, good. I have James Cameron 𝗙𝗰𝗲𝗄𝗃 with the special blue little thing.
So he actually picked up a few pieces from me last week, a Rolex Hulk Submariner, the Oyster Perpetual Coral, and the 5712 Nautilus discontinued.
Well, I do have one green, but it's nothing too crazy.
No, but this is, I feel like this is the best one.
Yeah, that's cool. There we go. It's great. I saw that, like, for Rolex, all the stuff, what is it, the 116 are all being discontinued?
Yes.
Or are they all being discontinued? Because it still looks like I have an Oyster Flex 116, and I'm pretty sure that they still have that on your website.
Pretty much everything. Because it's all new dials. So it's a 4131 where it was a 4130. I'm not sure what the changes are as of yet. It might just be like structural to allow for the display case pad, if that makes sense. Because they all are new references now. So big news in the watch world, the Rolex Daytona got a revamp and an update by Rolex now at Watches and Wonders 2023.
My favorite, like, as crazy as this is.
Don't say the Jacob. Don't say the Jacob.
No, it's not the Jacob. It's not the Jacob. My favorite, honestly, James Cameron 𝗙𝗃𝗃𝗃. The girls love the platinum dated. I like the platinum dated, but all the girls are like Tatiana's like, that's the watch I want to keep myself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to keep that one. It's so cool, right?
For me, 5712. And this whole, and this whole case for sure.
For me, it's both of these. Actually, the three.
Yeah, those three?
Yeah.
He's got a lot of great staple pieces, but it's a very sports heavy collection. So I'd really like to see him maybe go outside of his comfort zone and try something new and different in the watch industry, be it in the dress watch segment or maybe even something from an independent.
There were some insane watches in that room. The Jumbo Royal Oak Titanium Platinum, the Dragon Jacob. There was even an offshore tourbillon cake, which was super realistic and super delicious. And now it's time to get some rest, because tomorrow we're gonna check out some horses. All right. Welcome to the farm.
Are you gonna ride them?
If I'm gonna ride, I mean, I don't know about all that. Maybe Anna will.
What, she's gonna rip my head?
No.
She's like, oh, she smells.
Yeah, she's good. Hey, mama. You take the mom and you walk the mom and the baby just stays by its side. Like, you don't have to do, most of the times, you don't have to do anything. They'll just stay right by their mom's side.
You know, I really wish we could breed watches just like he breeds horses.
The market, like, for selling horses, we usually sell horses in September, October, November is the sales. And it'll sell there, and all the trainers and the owners, they go there. It's based on pedigree. They'll buy, and it's auction.
$2 million, now $3 million a year, but $9,700,000.
9.5 million for a horse? That's like 3 Patek Philippe Grandmaster chimes at retail. Insane.
And here's Marco.
Anything in particular that you look for in a horse whenever you're buying them?
We base it, like, we look at their family. So I always like to look at, like, what the brothers and sisters did, and then what the mare did, like what the mom did, and all the babies that she had. It's no different than, like, families, like hockey players or basketball players, like we say, like LeBron's kids.
Are
or
there
like
retail prices?
Well, no, like,
You know what I mean? Like,
there's not. There really
Right.
isn't.
One big part of, obviously for us in watches, is service and maintenance, right? Now, this is just a small part. This is a breeding grounds kind of thing, I assume, right? Obviously, this is a massive operation. What goes into, like, I don't know, this kind of operation.
You know, when you're breeding and you have to buy semen for like you depends on which family you want to go to, so which father you want to breed to. There's set prices for the semen. So like certain horses, 20,000, 5,000, 10,000. You know what your cost is for the semen.
So guys, what would you rather have? $10,000 in semen or $10,000 watch? So guys, what would you rather have? $10,000 horse semen or a $10,000 watch?
You into this?
Horse semen? In terms of like a racehorse, right? What would be like approximate pricing, let's say?
There's been horses that we bought babies for 60,000, 40,000, 50,000. There's always that one every year that turns out to be a world champion that somebody paid 40 grand for it. But usually the really, really well-bred stuff that looks good when it goes to the sale, it goes 6 figures. You'll see horses for 100,000, 200,000. Like, there's been a few 500,000, like for like babies like those.
Predicting if a horse is going to be good or not, it's the same thing as predicting which watch is going to be the next good investment. Don't do it inside. Because you're in somebody's kind of office.
I'll clean it. Just give me
So rude.
Marco, do I have to tell you what to do all the time?
No, she does it on purpose. I think seeing these horses race, I think it'd be one of them. Like in a race, just like wobble side to side, and just in these shoes specifically, it's sleek, it's elegant.
Yeah, so that's what's wrong with that. That's all right.
That's what I'm saying, right? So you're gonna pay under 200 for this all day long. So while the RM11 is actually more complicated, I personally prefer the look and sleek design of an RM67. It's more evocative of that racing machine on the wrist that makes Richard Mille watches so distinct. To me, this is like, when you think RM, you think like racing machine on the wrist, right? Something lightweight,
Right.
It's thin, perfect for every day. You can wear this. It will
Do you guys
slide
have
under
one like
I
that?
disagree.
You don't like this one?
I like this one, but I feel like if you're already gonna spend the money, you can get a rose gold Nautilus or something like that.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
if you
I
are
see.
getting an RM, get like
Well, honestly, like
1103 or
like an
something like
Aquanaut in rose gold would be pretty cool too. Like with even with like the black
have one
or
right
the
now.
brown like, and I don't like brown band, but I'm like that would totally change up like
Yeah.
because if you see my collection, it literally is almost identical watches. That's why sometimes I have to put rubber bands on this stuff because I'm like,
Yeah.
everybody thinks these things are probably all the exact same watch. Meanwhile, I have 72 of them. You know what I mean? Like, and they all look kind of the same.
This is an 1103. There's the 1103. The 1101 is probably a better value. It's nice. Don't get me wrong, but
again, this is not this RM. It's like for people that don't want to spend.
6701.
Yeah, I mean, also 6701 is a better version for somebody that doesn't want something bulky and can't pull off
It's
an
a
RM.
perfect everyday RM.
Which one is it? Let's see.
This one. This is 67. This is the perfect
Was
daily
it-
RM.
Was the one you just showed me was white, had a white band on it.
No, this is the other one.
Oh.
You could, I mean,
That's an 1103.
That one's nice.
It's nice.
that's
So
what
the
I'm
difference
talking
between
about.
this, isn't it thicker? Like, isn't it
Yes.
wider? Like,
Yeah.
it's wider, right?
Yeah. So I actually disagree with Marco. I mean, 6701, it's a nice piece. However, there's probably 20 other pieces that I would recommend purchasing prior to that. The race was awesome. Unfortunately, the driver and the horse did not do so well.
What do you think is going to happen when the bills all show up at the beginning of the month and then the horse is raised bad? You know what I mean? What do you think is going to happen? You think the owner's going to be here like, hey, no problem, this. I like to have fun, love to spend money, but I'm not an idiot either. When I see something like that, I'm like, they're not meant for this racetrack, they're meant for a different racetrack. So somebody, like some other person who's like a trainer and owner, they can train their own horses, they can race their own horses because it doesn't cost as much. It's like Roman getting a watch for himself. He's getting it for whatever he paid for the watch. He's not marking it up and then selling it to himself. You know what I mean? And it's very similar like that.
For us in watches, for example, right? If we see like a watch, for example, has been in our inventory, it's a good watch, but it's just not speaking to our demographic of client, or it's not doing what we felt it would, then we cut bait with it, right? Essentially, we sell it. It's the same kind of scenario here.
It's pretty much the exact same thing. I know there's a camera there, but at the end of the day, you know the demand is for Pepsi Rolex watches. You know the demand is for Daytona watches. You know the demand. You can get a lot of Datejust in, but you know that when you get those Daytonas and the Pepsis and the Batmans for the Rolexes, you know there's always going to be buyers for them. It just depends on what the price points are. But there's going to be buyers for them. So you can come watch a couple of your horses race and just be done with it. You don't have to have a barn of 50 freaking race horses anymore.
Just like in our business, when there's a stale inventory, we have to cut our losses. And if a salesperson doesn't perform, we also have to cut them. Thank you so much, Adrian, for your hospitality. It was an amazing trip. Now, back to the office, have a lot of work to do.
Is befuddled the word?
Yeah, befuddled.
Befuddled.
Yeah,
okay.
it's a good word for it.
The first word that came to mind is befuddled. I have no idea what the hell it is. I want to buy, sell, trade. It's just like so random.
Listen, we're opportunistic on shit like this, right? Like we bought a Zenith Tourbillon for a very good price.
I love the value in it. I'm
Right.
tired of it. We had such a craze, like such a wild craze and surge of Daytona prices.
Yeah.
For 3 days.
Yeah.
And then it went right back down.
But the thing is
Some guy just offered me. Obviously, I have a lot of people in the DMs offer me all types of stuff. So I thought I was talking to a guy about a stickered platinum Daytona diamond dial because I was talking to somebody else about one. He goes, I want $130,000 for my John Mayer. I'm like, where are you getting this number from? Like, let's go on Chroma 24. Like, is that where he's getting the number from?
even if you go high to low, I feel like even if you search high to low, you wouldn't even find that. 116508, and then you go high to low. I guarantee you still wouldn't find it. I mean, you have to be smoking some next level method, like just some like.
I'll go high to low.
245,000.
This is crazy. What? How is that? Like, can you explain to me how that makes any sense and how this company even still exists?
So we had a client that contacted us to sell a Daytona that's about 30% over market. So I'm always wondering as to where these people get these prices from.
The market's been like, on one hand, I'm like doing my work and I got my AirPod in my ear, just listening to the news or listening to finance something, and it's like, the president of the United States is being arrested. Nothing is stable and nothing is consistent. It's like this. It's just a roller coaster. Just buckle in and go for a ride.
1 week the watch world is here, 1 week the watch world is here. It is a roller coaster.
Starting off the month, I have one of my favorite clients, who's also a very good friend of mine. He buys these APs pretty often, 42 millimeter offshore 26470. This is the Indigo. So it has that indigo blue, I guess, dial with the red second hand. Ceramic pushers. Said he wanted it. I sourced it within like 10 minutes. So another one off to a very lucky client. So right now I'm sitting at about like 60,000, working on a few things. Probably going to close this week out around 300,000-400,000, depending on if everything goes through. As for the month goal, just want to do my consistent numbers. I would like to hit like 1.5 this month, I think, or more. I think I'm working on I'm also working on a few bigger deals, so we'll see how it goes.
I'm sitting on a light 300K right now.
Oh, for 300K, and he's been talking about how he's at 300K this month.
With my help, I sourced that watch, by the way. I'm not even on the team anymore.
What are you talking about? You sourced the watch. So if I would have put a call out, or you would have just told me you got it from that person, what's it like? Really?
I did. I did.
Oh yeah? Did you set up the shipment in Hong Kong? Oh yeah? I don't think so. Look at him. Better actor than Leo DiCaprio. Give him the Oscar. Yeah, currently I'm sitting on 310,000. I'm working on some deals. 4th day of the month. Not too bad, not too shabby. I'd like to hit 1.5 to 2 million this month.
I have this 26320 rose gold offshore. So this is an earlier model, 2013. Amazing bang for the buck, especially after our expert technicians refinished it. So I identified this watch for a client. We banged out a deal real quick. As soon as I had the watch back in, I made sure to contact him, and it's a done deal. So just under 80K. Last month I hit like 850K, just short of that million. This month I want to surpass a million, and I think with the expert guidance and the support around me, we got it. I'm feeling confident.
Yeah, so we have two with a black dial. I also have one with the red stick. I could actually give you the website if you want to check these ones out because I have them in-house. Early morning phone call, guy who wants an Explorer. He really wants it to be complete. We can make it complete, comes with papers. get them a box, get it done. And we have a couple clients today who are looking for some things. AP, right now I'm at 18,000, super early, only one deal in the books. So we're gonna get the ball rolling this month. We're gonna get on the chats. We're gonna make something out of nothing.
Yo, what's going on?
Whoops, sorry.
That's ridiculous.
Oh my gun was loaded. I actually preparing to ship these out. It's the 5990 with the blue dial. Love that watch, my new favorite. And somebody that's buying one for himself and his wife. So it's a nice his and hers. Actually a new client, so I'm excited to work with him. It was a real pleasure.
Our guy in Connecticut, he wants you to handle his account. I'm going to pass him a number, just shoot him a text, ask him when it's convenient to speak, introduce yourself. He is obviously impressed with your knowledge, first and foremost.
So this is one of Luxury Bazaar's biggest clients. So I want to get a feeling and an idea of what he's bought in the past in order to best serve him currently and in the future. So it's going to be really important for me to communicate with Roman in order to get an understanding of who he is, what he's looking for, and the type of kind of watches that he's into. It doesn't matter who it is, what it is, what the product is. I'm just that dude, Eskimo. I'm diving from the top, Geronimo. They call me that dude. I'm Marco. Oh my goodness, all right, we're done.
He's a very impulsive buyer. He's actually very much like me. Like when I get into something, I want to have 100 of it. Like I'm very impulsive in that sense. Like hence my gun collection. You've seen I've had pretty much every rifle made between the years of 1600 and 2000. So he's sort of the same way when it comes to modern art, specifically. We're talking about guys like Warhol. We're talking about Damien Hirst. We're talking about modern artist stuff. He absolutely loves vintage Tiffany lamps. That's another one of the things that he collects.
Okay, so it's a pretty mixed bag, to be honest with you.
It's stuff, he likes stuff that's rare, right? So, in the sense that,
I mean, even just looking at this, I already know what I'd offer to him.
Exactly.
Most important thing in the watch business is know your clients. Study them, know what they like, and learn the ins and outs of their collection so you can offer them good pieces they can buy.
All right, so this guy tried to come by and sell us this watch here. It's a Rolex Submariner 116610LN. Within a few seconds and a few glances at it, I knew something was immediately off. Stevie Wonder himself could have probably seen something wrong with this. So I brought it back to the lab. I figured, let me break it down and show you guys absolutely everything I'm talking about. So the first thing I noticed right off the bat was the Rolex card. Now it is a genuine Rolex warranty card, however, it had previous writing on it. Someone wiped it away and then reprinted it in order to make it match this case. So I mean, even starting from the bracelet, this thing is an absolute joke. So the craziest thing about this entire ordeal here, as soon as I opened it up, the movement is actually 100% genuine. So someone's trying to slap a real movement in a fake watch, pass it off and make some big money. So after I was done in the lab, I had to break the sorry news to the client. He came back in, I smacked him upside the head and I said, don't ever, no, guys, listen, whenever you're buying a watch, feel free to reach out to myself or anyone else here at LB. Call in, get some advice, get the job done right the first time.
He's staring at me, like dead in the face. He's ripped. I might have been working out. We got another brother working. Wow, and in the process, ceramic perpetual fell off the wrist.
Oh, yo, it's this 𝗴𝗿𝗲𝗄𝗃 on it too. Look at that, look at that. Yo, fighting stance.
We can't put it here. No outlet.
No outlet? Let's figure out all this stuff later. For now, we just got it in here and we placed it.
Adrian, you want to do the honors and take off the plastic wrap? The most satisfying part is to take off the...
Taking the stickers off. Oh, that is.
Now you can't return. Yeah, box and papers, guys.
What a gift.
Shout out to my man, you know who you are. He must remain anonymous. This is probably the coolest unboxing that we have ever done, I gotta say.
What can I say? Legend.
Do you wanna move up? Let's move up.
You get to see the plaque and everything.
Are we able to move
Yeah, that's
a little
dope.
bit?
That's dope.
As you guys can see, our LB headquarters is turning into a museum. One week we get an F1 car, the next week we get an AP Black Panther statue. I want to give a big shout out to our client of ours. I cannot disclose his name, but this was probably the coolest gift we have received here at Luxury Bazaar. Guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for next week on Gray Market.